Hey y'all, welcome back to another video, and if you clicked on this, you're probably enduring some extremely hot weather right now. It's probably in the triple digits, and as for me, there's no clouds or rain or anything out there, and it is just hot. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to give you guys a few easy, effortless tips that you can do when it's hot outside so you don't get heat exhaustion, and hopefully after you finish the video you'll have a little bit more knowledge about fighting with the sun. So let's go. Alright, so tip number one is pretty obvious. It's wear light clothing. I mean, you want to be wearing light shirts, light gray shirts, red shirts, but anything but black. You do not want black. I looked it up, and it's probably about a 23-degree difference between wearing a white shirt and a black shirt. So that would be like, if it's 100 degrees outside, it's gonna feel like it's a nice 77 when you're out there. So you wanna be wearing light clothes as much as you possibly can. This includes t-shirts and shorts, socks, hats, absolutely anything. Even this black hat I'm wearing right now is enough to just boil your head. So you want to be wearing white stuff. Speaking of, I'm going to go switch to a white hat right now. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Already a lot better. So the next thing we're going to be moving on to, you gotta wear sunscreen. That sunscreen not only keeps you from getting burnt and getting skin cancer later in life, but also when you wear sunscreen, the sun rays don't actually get to you as much, therefore they don't suck the life out of you. So next time you're out there and you just feel like you're about to pass out, you're about to die, it's because the sun is literally sucking the life out of you. You have to wear sunscreen to battle against it. Right, so how do you eat when it's really hot outside? What kind of snacks do you want to bring when you're hiking, you're mountain biking, you're working outside? I mean, do you want like chips or carbs, or do you want something healthy? Like, what do you really want when you're out there in the heat? And I would say from personal experience and the nature of this macronutrient, you really want to be intaking a lot of simple carbs. This can include sugar, but mostly this is just going to come in the form of straight carbs. Alright, now for me, that would include something like a granola bar, trail mix, or an energy waffle made by Honey Stinger. I've had those lately on my rides, it works great, but you want to be intaking a lot of carbs because carbohydrates are instantaneous energy. What you don't want is a lot of protein or a lot of fats. Those are going to take a long time to digest, and you won't feel the energy boost that they give you until later that day or possibly even the next day. So when you're out there in the heat and you're feeling down, you want instantaneous carbs or some form of healthy sugar. Right, so next we're going to be talking about the most obvious thing that you're already probably doing really well, and this is hydration. I like to drink about 1 gallon a day, but when I'm out in the heat, I'll be drinking extra water bottles left and right. And this goes without saying, but you just need to be constantly drinking water to survive out there. If you're getting out there and you're just feeling down, you need to drink a bottle of water. You need 3 bottles of water. You need 5. You just need to be constantly drinking water. It is not gonna work to get out there and just sit there and not drink anything. You're not gonna get anywhere. You gotta hear me here. The other trick that I like to use that I've noticed from sports and endurance events out in the heat is you should be putting some electrolytes in your water. Now this could come in the form of Gatorade, which is the cheapest way to get them, but I recommend these things called Nun tablets, and you can find them at your local grocery store. And what those are going to do is replenish your body with the salt that it sweats off, because your sweat is mostly salt. So when you replenish your body with just water, it's going to need a little bit more than that, and that's where those electrolytes come in. That will help you stay energized almost more than anything else. So stay on top of that. Alright, and lastly, since we just talked about hydration, what you're going to want to do now is not backtrack. And by backtrack, I mean anything that dehydrates you. So a lot of people will be drinking a lot of water, but at the same time, they'll be having a soda with a lot of high fructose corn syrup, or a cup of coffee, which is actually a huge dehydrator. So in the morning when you wake up for a hot day, you're going outside, try to keep the coffee to a minimum, probably 1 cup at the most. So another huge thing is when you're out there in the sun and someone hands you a cold drink, maybe that's in the form of an alcoholic beverage or some sort of high fructose sugary carbonated drink like a Monster Energy, a Red Bull, Coca-Cola maybe. all of these things are huge dehydrators. You really want to stay away from these when you're in the heat of the moment and you're boiling out there. You really want to stay away from those drinks because all they're going to do is hurt you. The last thing we're going to talk about is not overdoing it on the protein. Consuming too much protein, let's say more than 1 gram per pound of body weight, whatever that may be for you, consuming too much of that will actually make your kidneys work harder than they need to, and your kidneys require water to work. So the more protein you overdose on, the more your kidneys are gonna have to suck in water from other places to help them digest that protein. So if you're constantly down in protein shakes and feeling like you need a protein bar, maybe cut back on that a little bit and just see how much better you feel, because there is such a thing as too much protein. And trust me, I've fallen into it. I lift weights, I want to eat a bunch of protein, but you really want to reduce that to a healthy balance to ensure that your kidneys aren't using all of the water that you drink. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today, and stay safe out there in the heat. Right before you go, if you really enjoyed this video, if you find any of these tips helpful, please subscribe. It's very easy, it takes absolutely zero effort, and it tells me that the content that I'm giving to you is valuable and worthwhile. So please consider doing that. Next week, if you stay updated, you click that bell, you will see we're going on a vacation. We're attacking the Front Range. We're going all through the Rockies. We're going to New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to bring you guys some updates, show you guys some cool trails, and give you guys a lot of new information. So stay tuned. See you next time.